The details of the battle between San Shi and Ning Chuan are now exposed. What cards does Ning Chuan have? Is the Ning Chuan, in the next episode, his true self or his avatar? First and foremost, there is no doubt that in the second part of the battle between San Shi and Ning Chuan, it is still Ning Chuan. His avatar cannot be his true self, otherwise, Ning Chuan will exit prematurely, and the exciting scenes of competing with Tai Ying Jade Rabbit for Xiao Qilin would be lost. In the original novel, Shi Hao and Shi Yi could easily kill Ning Chuan's avatar. However, in the animated adaptation, the six-crowned King Ning Chuan surprisingly fought fiercely for 2 episodes and even caused varying degrees of injuries to the 3 Shi brothers. What exactly is the proud card Ning Chuan relies on? The avatar's ability to revive is all thanks to the anime's original treasure, along with the fact that Ning Chuan holds a total of 6 major cards. First, the authentic 6-Dao Supreme String, which is composed of 6 pieces of original true bones. Ning Chuan has appeared 6 times, with countless peerless geniuses dying at his hands each time. Among the strongest 6, Ning Chuan extracted their true bones and refined them into the 6-Dao Supreme String, including descendants of the Vermilion Bird and Thunder Dragon. And because they are usually carried by Ning Chuan under the brewing of overwhelming murderous intent, once the 6-Dao Supreme String is used, the mere aura it emits can make the majority of geniuses flee. Most importantly, these 6 true bones represent the 6 strongest divine abilities of the first generation, and when combined, they are invincible, capable of slaying all enemies in the world. Moreover, he has both authentic and imitation versions. Shi Hao had seen the imitation 6-Dao Supreme String in the spirit realm and even killed the avatar of Ning Chuan, created by it. When Ning Chuan's avatar appeared in the Meteorite Immortal Rage, the authentic 6-Dao Supreme String was obviously taken away, but before he could use it, he was killed by Shi Hao with a single sword. Therefore, when Ning Chuan reappears in Perfect World, he will undoubtedly demonstrate the power of the 6-Dao Supreme String. In the original novel, Shi Yi and Shi Hao even exchanged blows for the Supreme String, but later, they were stolen by the old 6-Dao Shi. Second, longing and hatred is the key to Ning Chuan's revival. Why do I say that? In the first part of the battle between San Shi and Ning Chuan displayed a bracelet on his hand. When Shi Hao heard that the 6-crowned king was in trouble, he not only showed no fear, but also went to the 6-crowned king's old home to rob. When Shi Hao learned that the 6-crowned king was about to be in trouble, he directly rushed into his mansion, ready to plunder. After all, during the siege of Luodao and Blue City that day, there were the henchmen of the 6-crowned king, among whom was a puppet guardian of the true god level that blocked Shi Hao's path. Without saying a word, Shi Hao directly spread his Kunpeng wings and smashed the true god puppet with a punch. Then, the place was intertwined with bone scripts, and a fierce battle ensued. Shi Hao's punches were relentless, and eventually, the true god puppet was smashed to pieces. On the other side, Lon Yichan and Luo Dao also killed the guards of other Shenhuojing. The treasure trove of the 6-crowned king's mansion was extremely rich, with piles of spirit medicines and rows of saint medicines, as well as 4 or 5 dazzling fruits. The saint medicines were still okay, and they could be found with a little effort in the Immortal Valley. But these half-god fruits were not so easy to find. They grew in forbidden areas and were difficult to obtain. Shi Hao sighed that robbing was faster than collecting medicine, and then asked the 6-crowned king's subordinates when he would come out. Because a strong man with a cold gaze replied that the Wu King would appear in a few days. Shi Hao slapped him away without a word, saying, "Look at your fanaticism. When I chop him up like cutting vegetables, what will your expression be?" At the same time, the major powers outside were all watching the movements of the 6-crowned king with the stone tablet. The ancient cave where Ning Chuan cultivated was filled with chaotic matter, and it was obvious that it was an amazing treasure land. Especially, the treasures in his hands were even more against the sky, making all the major powers feel a chill in their hearts. The wooden box containing the treasures was carved from a part of the world tree, which was very extravagant. After all, the world tree had long been felled and was no longer available in this era. After the wooden box was opened, it emitted an inexplicable pressure, and inside was an ancient and glossy bone. An old master, determined that Ning Chuan had surpassed the extraordinary and entered the sacred realm. This bone was definitely not an ordinary bone, and was very likely to be the bone of a true immortal. Sure enough, after Ning Chuan beat his finger and dripped blood on the bone instantly became crystal clear and shimmering, with symbols covering it, emitting an astonishing aura. Everyone was amazed at Ning Chuan's unimaginable luck. My God, this bone is extraordinary. Maybe the creation of that immortal is in this bone. It's incredible that he still exists intact. The next moment, Ning Chuan tore open his left hand, melted the bone into it, the flesh and blood wriggled, and the wound quickly healed. Moreover, the bone emitted a sacred glow, spreading along his arm and even enveloping the entire ancient cave. With such a powerful six-crowned king, I wonder what his reaction will be when he finds out that he has been robbed by Shahao. On the other hand, there was already chaos in the City of Light. But everyone was afraid of Shahao visiting their mansion, and many forces secretly moved their treasures out of the city. Shahao was very speechless about this because he had made it clear that he was only targeting those who snatched the precious chicken. But little did he know that everyone in the city was besieging Blue City and Luodao that day. After realizing that robbing was not feasible, Shahao asked Lon Yichen where there were rare treasures recently, and he was ready to try his luck. Lon Yichen replied that there was a special place, rumored to be one of the 10 evils' nests, where many people smelled the aura of divine medicine, but they all laughed at death when they went in. Shahao became interested and wanted to see what divine medicine was hidden there. Soon, the group arrived at a mysterious area outside the nest of the 10 evils, which was filled with a rotten smell, and hundreds of corpses lay scattered on the mountain, with many of them being first-generation beings. Lon Yichen suggested retreating quickly. There was no need to risk their lives searching for divine medicine, especially since several true gods and first-generation beings appeared in this dangerous place. However, at this moment, cries for help came from afar, and the group hurriedly rushed over. It turned out to be a first-generation being known to Lon Yichen, and according to Lon Yichen's description, this first-generation being had already achieved perfection in divine fire. Shahao realized that there must be something suspicious about it. He swung his sword and cut off the person's head. A fierce bug rushed out from it, aiming straight for Shahao's left eye, attempting to burrow into his skull. Shahao reacted swiftly and used the Thunder Emperor's technique to kill it instantly. Obviously, it wasn't just this bug that killed the previous first-generation being. Shahao believed that there must be a terrifying array here, and all the ominousness and horror stemmed from it. He summoned the stone that could smash gods to begin breaking the array. Soon, the scenery changed dramatically. Originally, it was gloomy and terrifying, but it turned out to be a brilliant world, filled with dozens of majestic divine trees, exuding infinite vitality. Louis recognized this as the rumored divine fruit tree, and Shahao trembled with excitement. If he could pick these divine fruits, it would be enough to shine in the immortal valley. While excited, Shahao did not relax his vigilance. After all the corpses along the way were real, and they all died on their way here. However, the closer they got to those divine trees, the more vigorous the life force they felt. But Shahao's expression became more solemn, because they had walked close, but still hadn't seen any creatures. Was there something terrifying hidden here, just as he had expected? In the 3000 States War, Shahao's strength was so terrifying that even the 10 crown kings felt unwilling. Before Shahao participated in the war, he saw a sentence left by Lu Shen, which helped him understand Lu Shen's method. The complete version of this method required comprehension in extremity. Shahao ignited his vitality and forcibly worsened his condition. After the ruins opened, the nearly collapsing Shahao became extremely conspicuous, and everyone thought it was the best time to kill him. Immediately, Shahao faced one challenge after another on the stage, but their results all ended in dismal defeat. Shahao managed to win 800 consecutive victories with his battered body. At this moment, Shahao was exhausted, but he did not fall. Instead, he comprehended the true essence of Lu Shen's method, underwent nirvana rebirth, and restored his vitality. After that, Shahao ignited himself with 3,000 fires, successfully breaking through the divine fire mirror. At this moment, everyone in Shahao's eyes was as powerless as a 3-year-old child. They also realized that the only opponents who could compete with Shahao now were those first-generation geniuses and ancient monsters. The subsequent battle between San Shi and Ning Chuan made Shahao's reputation resound through the 3,000 states again. In the final stage of this great war, many strong figures, such as the 10 Crown Kings and the Exile Immortal, also appeared. The 10 Crown Kings had won the Exile Immortal 10 times and accumulated the strength of 10 generations, which was terrifying. Before the start of the Great War, everyone thought that he would win first place. However, due to Shahao's outstanding performance, the 10 Crown Kings, the Exile Immortal, and Ning Chuan launched a siege against Shahao. But Shahao fought against the 3 Great Supremes. He swept through the battlefield, unstoppable. For the first time, the 10 Crown Kings showed an unwilling expression, and in the end, Shahao defeated all the geniuses and won the first place in the Exile Immortal. The final stage of the 3,000 States War was as calm as the calm after a storm. Shahao stood on the stage, his eyes like torches, his figure appearing even taller in the twilight. After numerous fierce battles, he did not fall, but became even more determined. His breath was powerful and majestic, like an unshakable mountain. The 10 Crown Kings, the Exile Immortal, Ning Chuan, and others were all dominant figures, and their strength was unfathomable. However, facing Shahao, they felt powerless for the first time. Shahao was like a sharp sword, breaking through their siege and demonstrating unparalleled strength. The 10 Crown Kings' expressions changed unpredictably, and the resentment in their hearts surged like a tide. They had won the Exile Immortal 10 times and accumulated the strength of 10 generations, earning the reputation of invincibility. However, in front of Shahao, they tasted failure for the first time. Shahao did not stop his footsteps. He continued to challenge stronger opponents. His figure raced across the stage like the wind, and every move shook the hearts of the people like thunder. His strength had surpassed everyone, becoming the focus of this great war. In the end, with astonishing strength and perseverance, Shahao successfully defeated all the geniuses and won the first place in the Exile Immortal. His name once again resounded through the 3,000 states, becoming a legend in the hearts of countless people. After this great war ended, Shahao did not stop. He continued to cultivate Lu Shen's method, constantly improving his strength. He knew that only by constantly moving forward could he stand at a higher peak. And the 3,000 States War was just a scenery on his path of cultivation.